So tell me about Rubber Thread,
Okay.
the place
Rubber
that
Thread.
was your employer for many years.
We would overseas, and you remember crepe sole shoes?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what we got. It was in bags of 110 pounds. We had a guillotine, and you stick it on there, it's like chop, and cut it off in sizes. Anyway, with the chemicals and stuff that you put into that, you could make short stretch, long stretch, whatever it was going in one garment. And back then we were working 7 days a week making web pantyhose. That was in the early 70s. I worked 44 days without having a day off straight. Well, anyway, they would mix. They had a mixer, and there was like 2 augers going in and out like that, and the heat and friction would break it down and incorporate all the powder and chemicals and stuff we put in there, And there were 2 kinds of rubber we made: sulfur and heat resistance.
Mm-hmm.
And if something had, like me in shorts, it would be heat resistance because hot water and dryers and everything. But all the rubber in shorts was square cut. It would be like 20 thousandths by 20 thousandths. And the way we got that, once the rubber went through the mixing, laid in what we call batches. It was just big pieces of rubber, inch thick. It would be 1/5 of what was dumped.
Mm-hmm.
And they would put that in with a certain amount of rerun. Now, rerun is just rubber that's been in my department, and you cut off the sides, throw it in this truck, they bring it back, they rerun it with the new batches, and that made it better elasticity. So anyway, the calendar made 2 sheets of rubber. It was 4 rolls, and it would come around and they would kiss together. Once they got together, you didn't separate. And then it went through a talc machine, just the best talc you could buy from Italy, that you put on your body. Didn't have no smell. Anyway, that was to keep the rubber from sticking together.
Mm-hmm.
So once it went through that, then that was a certain amount of weight that went into it also. But yet you could take it apart once you run it into a truck. Then it went onto an oval drum, and it had a slit on each side. It had an apron on the bottom that held up the bottom half. We let it rest for 12 hours all night. And then we'd take the drum and a butcher knife go down each side, and that gave us a 52 sheet of rubber. You pull it off each one individually. We had a fluorescent light that 2 men would grab it, corner, pull it, and it would go over the light. You'd look for holes or any infractions that would be in it and stack it up. We had pins sharpened 48 inches apart, and then they'd pin it down so it wouldn't be sliding off the table.
Mm-hmm.
And then once they got it stacked up with, say, 40 ends at 20 thousandths each, then it's ready to trim off the sides, and it's laying on a tin with a circle cut in it, 13 inches. So you take a butcher knife and you'd cut out that center hole, throw it back in the truck for rerun.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then we'd take it up there to the vulcanizing presses, and we had a table we put on that, had an Eastman knife like you'd use in a cotton mill to cut cloth. We'd turn that table, and it would make a complete circle, 48 inches.
Mm-hmm.
And then you take the rerun off of the edge of that, put it back in the truck to rerun it again.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, it was always laying on a tin, so we had a expandable outside ring.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 3/4 of flat stock into a 1/2 inch piece of big metal.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd have a pair of pliers we could twist and pull that open and then lay it in there, and then we take a small little, well, say 47 7/8.
Mm-hmm.
And it would fit right inside that ring. And then we'd push it into the press. And then when the hydraulic come down, it would collapse that ring down to the size of what that rubber was.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fully contained. And we'd cook it for 2 hours at 370 degrees. And after 2 hours, you pulled it out, break it down, and then put it in we had a cooler chuck,
Mm-hmm.
put it in. And all the rings and everything, and it's hanging on the back of the truck so we could reuse it once they got cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then we'd weigh it up, whatever it weighed, and the size and everything. We had a factor that would give you the gear number that the cutting room would use to cut it. So the next day when they picked it up to cut, we had a machine that was actually made for making cigarettes. And it was 48 inches, and it had a big vacuum pump in the basement that sucked it down.
Mhm.
And we had a little rubber band to go around to seal it off. And then they had a 5,000 RPM motor turning a carbide blade, and put that in the center. And every time the table made one revolution with that gear, would give you 20 thousandths. So when you cut that whole thing down, you had a big can of rubber with 40 little individual things.
Mm-hmm.
So then they had a machine that had reeds in it, and the ladies would pick off each one, and put them between there and then pull it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would separate it. And that was one of the tests that we did. So we decided, well, that's good. It's got to be where it comes apart. And then we put that in a box. And that box would turn every now and then, and so it wouldn't be tangled up. Ship it to Stewart, and they had a rubber cutting machine.
Mm-hmm.
And they run it through a let-off unit and pull out each thing individual, and then they had this thing twisting around it and making a covering for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it would make a web so wide, and that's how we made rubber thread. And also we made disposable diapers.
Mm-hmm.
And they went wild on them things, even down to Goody products. You still see them in the drugstores now. And we even made fishing lure, and we had it patented because of the colors.
Mm-hmm.
And some other fishermen, man, it ain't got chartreuse on it. I don't want it. And we had all colors. And the good thing about it, what we made was square.
Mm-hmm.
And then competitors come out with what they call extruded rubber.
Mm-hmm.
And the way they made that was like a sausage grinder. Pressure, and it goes through a head, and it would be 40 little individually round things, side by side, and they were air cured. They'd go 20 feet in the air, on the belt, of course,
Mm-hmm.
and then they go in a box. Well, the thing of that was, it was no inspection. You didn't know if it had a piece of rubber bean in it, or a blister, or something. And the quality never was as good.
Mm-hmm.
And but anyway, we never made much of it. We had 12 machines that we could make it, but we never could say the quality was better than the other.
Mm-hmm.
But we could go to Hanes down there where they make the underwear. They loved that rubber. They didn't like the price of it.
Right.
And they was always trying to get us down, and we'd cut and cut and cut. And I said, well, we got some extruded, we can sell you cheaper, all that good stuff.